Hello everybody, welcome back to Movie Mockery. I'm your host, Billy, and today we're going to be talking about some news that relates to my favorite director and favorite movie of all time. We all know Quentin Tarantino says he has one movie left in him before he retires. He's going off to do something else. But he had a script, The Movie Critic. It was going to play as sort of a sequel to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. We were going to get Brad Pitt back as Cliff Booth. My favorite character he's ever written. Quentin, where is the next movie, Quentin? Quentin, give us a movie. We have an answer now. We're getting a sequel to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So, Brad Pitt apparently really liked Quentin Tarantino's script for The Movie Critic. Now, I don't know if the movie will still be called The Movie Critic, but we were getting reports from Deadline that apparently Brad Pitt pitched the idea of this movie, brought the script to David Fincher, director of Fight Club, director of Seven, director of The Social Network. David Fincher, who's popular, he works with Brad Pitt a lot, and now he's going to be directing the sequel for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Brad Pitt's back as Cliff Booth. We don't know much about if we have DiCaprio back, if Margot Robbie's back, none of that, but we know that we are getting more Cliff Booth. Now, I saw this report yesterday when I was scrolling through social media, and it popped up on my threads, and I was like, no way. No way, my favorite movie of all time is getting a sequel. Now, the only downside so far, it's going straight to Netflix. Seems like we've been getting that with, Fincher's last movie, The Killer. But it's still awesome. Now, there's downsides to this. We won't be able to watch it in theaters, which I don't like. I'd rather watch something like this in theaters, a sequel to my favorite movie. We won't be getting it on physical media because Netflix rarely releases anything on physical media unless it goes through the Criterion Collection, kind of like my favorite Netflix original movie, The Irishman. We got that on Criterion because Scorsese's a big believer of physical media. But will Quentin and David Fincher do that for us? So a movie written by my favorite director and then directed by one of my other favorite directors. This is a win. This is a huge win. Not only that, but we're getting some expanded lore for the character of Cliff Booth. Quentin Tarantino, he wrote the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood book, come out with the movie, and even that expanded on some of the lore of the characters, and now we're getting even more of that in the form of a Netflix original movie, directed by David Fincher. This is a big win. This is some big news. I know CinemaCon's going on right now. We've got big news with CinemaCon. We've got big news all the time for movies. To me, this is big. We're getting a sequel, and we're getting what we thought we wouldn't get. Now, when Quentin Tarantino announced that he wouldn't be making The Movie Critic, I had figured that was it for The Movie Critic. We weren't ever going to see that was ever going to see the light of day. We'd never, know stuff about it. But now it sounds like that's the exact movie that David Fincher's making. David Fincher will be directing The Movie Critic. I don't know if he'll keep the same title. I don't know if he'll keep the same premise, but we at least know he's keeping the Cliff Booth aspects because Brad Pitt liked that. So I guess we'll see when that comes out, what it's like. I guess we'll hear from Tarantino how faithful that stayed to the original movie. But then we also still have to wait, what will Quentin Tarantino's final movie be? I can't wait for it because I love Tarantino. I'm always wanting some more Tarantino. And we've only gotten, if you count Kill Bill as one, we've only gotten 9 films from him. We need a 10th. Quentin, go make a 10th movie. I know he's focusing on like a stage play or a series or something right now. Quentin, don't ruin the legacy. Make one last movie. Please, we need it. But that's the movie news today, guys. I know this was a shorter video, but I'm excited. So let me know if you're excited down in the comments, guys. Have a good day.